That Predator 2000 generator has a 1-gallon tank that needs to be refilled every 12 hours on a minimum load, running just the essentials: lighting, battery charging, the fridge, my camera system. On its heaviest load, I think it's around 6 to 8 hours. And I have to go out there and hold that button from, I want to say it's like 10 minutes to 15 minutes on an empty tank. It's a long time. It's a long time to sit there and crouch down, holding that button, watching that little tube out in the cold, in the snow. It would be awesome to do it inside. And I think I have an idea here with my old backup camera system. It didn't work too good with the RV. The signal was poor and it leaked water really bad. I had to take it apart and dry it all out. But I do believe it still works. And I think having the monitor a lot closer to the generator cabinet where I will install this might solve the bad signal problem. So I'm going to pick a location for that monitor. I think I'm going to just put that eye level in my bathroom, just right under my clock. Just have some empty space that's not being used. Eye level so it's easy to see. Put some controls right here so I can reach over and just hold that button. Get 2 birds done with 1 stone while I'm using the bathroom. Watch my monitor, feel it, watch that fuel line. And I'll put this down in the cabinet in a location that can see the overflow little tank I have in there. The vent line is sticking down about 1 inch into the tank, so when it gets full, it's not actually reaching the brim where the seal of the lid is. So when I first start seeing it bubble up, it's reaching that 1 inch line, and it's cut at an angle so it doesn't. So it's a little bit of a process, and I think it'll be awesome just being able to do that from inside here. I'm just going to tap into the button and make a little control box where I have a safety switch that'll tie in line with the button, so that button doesn't work unless the switch is on. And main power for the monitor and the camera. I got a 4-in-1 audio cable here. Got 4 wires and 1 cord, so I could run power and connect a button that I can operate remotely. Alright, we got the red and black wire tied into the power for the camera. Blue and yellow is tapped into the switch. Got my power supply set up here for a quick test on the camera. Hey, look at that. That looks like I can work with that. See, there's the vent lines. Go watch that fill. I can even see the reservoir. You can see the fuel line on the reservoir. Signal a little buggy. Not too bad. Enough so I could watch it fill up. That's awesome. That works for me. Alright, stopped at the storage unit and grabbed me a couple fuse holders, my safety toggle, or whatever you call this. It's got the lid on it. Then I stopped at a Wilco and got me a blank plate so I can make a spot for some switches, drill a couple holes, get an extra toggle, and a junction box. Alright, put that on the backwards there so I can mark out the hole to cut. Take a straight edge and finish those lines. One of the screws were stripped and crammed in there and it was kind of twisting it. Myself trying to get that to go in all the way, but it wouldn't, so I just took them out, and this metal is thin enough, it should be easy to solder. Not a very good idea going in through the back like this, but as long as you make sure this other side doesn't push out. Talking to myself, of course. Do not do anything that I do. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. Give a little tug and make sure nothing pops out. There's just not a whole lot of room with the other wires squeezing all in one side, but there's enough room for the copper to fit in there. Yeah, I'll get a bus bar at some point. Kind of running out of room in here. And let's take the fuse out until I'm ready. That is not a DeLorean. Oh my god. That is something I don't think I ever thought I'd see in person. Beautiful car. Wow, that is cool. got the box in, the wires are run through, and I just need to drill a few holes to install some switches. 2 switches and a button. I'm gonna drill it on a piece of wood so I don't hurt my desk, and flat side down so you don't dent it. Oh, that's a pretty thick piece. That's a good plate. No wonder that's kind of expensive. Got all the grounds tied together. I put the 2 positives from the monitor and the camera together, along with one side of the switch, the power switch. Okay, so all those positives, and this goes to this positive coming from the fuse panel. Alright, got the 2 switches tied into the pump switch. Got a lockout switch and then the button, push button to refuel. Monitor, camera, power coming in. Oh yeah, I gotta... Oh, probably should put that on first. Insulation there. Gonna put everything in slowly, make sure you're not pulling or pushing on anything you shouldn't be. There it is, my little switch panel for remote fueling. I'm pretty happy with that. power wire for the monitor. Flipping around. There we go. It's working. One switch turns on the monitor and the camera. Flip it off to save power. Pumping through the fuel filter there. So I can see that the pump is pumping. And there's the vent line. And we are remote fueling. Look at that. I don't have to go out and crouch down in the cold snow. Pretty cool. I like it. And when I'm done, I flip it off and then it no longer works. Alright, just refueled it. You can see those little air bubbles kind of slipping through. That is freaking awesome, you guys. Now I can top it off before I go to bed so it doesn't wake me up when it dies halfway through the night. That. Cool. Very cool.